MasterChef is back, and the competition gets tougher.
We're looking for that amateur who can make it to the top as a professional chef. Someone who can handle the pressure and still turn out great food.
It would be fantastic to win the competition.
2 expert judges to decide who wins.
There's only 1 in 1,000 who's got what it takes.
I get a buzz out of cooking.
The prize, to work in a top restaurant.
Cooking does not get tougher than this. Whoever wins this is going to change their life.
I can cook, I am the master.
MasterChef is going large. These 6 contestants all want to become the next star restaurant chef. But in this programme, only 1 winner will get through to the quarter-finals. They face 3 high-pressure tests. They have to invent a dish from scratch. They have to survive the pace of working in a professional kitchen.
1 crab, main course, 1 fillet to beef.
And they have to wow the judges with their own recipes.
This is a mess.
All in just 2 days.
We are going to give you 40 minutes to produce for us a fantastic plate of food. Make it good, because at the end of this, 3 of you are going home. Get cooking.
It's the quick elimination test. Deciding who stays and who goes are judges John Turode, who's been head chef in some of London's most famous restaurants and now runs his own.
The important thing for me at this stage is they have the drive, the potential to go forward. Somebody who's hungry and really, really, really wants to change their life.
And ingredient guru Greg Wallace, who grows and supplies fruit and veg to the country's most demanding chefs.
I don't care if they want to 12 round in circles or balance things. Just make me a nice plate of food, please.
In this test, the contestants have just 40 minutes to invent a dish and cook it from today's ingredients, which are bok choy, leeks, peppers, noodles, chicken breast, pancetta, and squid. They can use as few or as many ingredients as they want. At the end of the test, 3 of them will be going home.
Geraldine, you happy?
Very happy, thank you.
Geraldine has a hectic life in the corridors of power as an MP's assistant.
With so much on your plate, why take on MasterChef as well?
Because I love cooking. And this is excellent because I'm just making this up as I go along.
So you make it up as you go along, very much like an MP.
Very much like a bad MP, yeah. I improvise a lot. I put in, I think, oh, I wonder if that'll taste that with this, so I'll throw something in and I'll try. And it generally works.
Mark is a confident and adventurous cook who hopes to become a Michelin-starred chef.
I'm adventurous. I enjoy the challenge of putting recipes together on the spot.
Fascinating. Tell us about this.
I've concertinaed the squid to open it up, give it a bit more presentation. I'm just going to serve it on a simple boiled bed of packed bok choy.
Have you done this dish before, made something similar?
I've seen the concertina effect done before.
You've had 7 minutes.
Susie is a dab hand at cakes and has baking in her blood.
My mum is really a cook, and so she's been great, just sort of teaching me all the basics.
She's out to impress with some fancy pastries.
Quite an unusual thing to do is to walk in and say, I'm going to sit there and make choux pastry and then make a goujat.
I just fancy doing something different.
I think if you do something different and you do it well, it's a very, very good sign. If you try and do something differently and it doesn't work, I'd say you've messed it up.
Customer services rep Ovi dreams of opening his own restaurant and sees himself as a creative cook.
I'm fairly arty, so I like presentation and I like new flavours.
Ovi,
Hi.
I hope you get through because you're a big man and I don't fancy sacking you, to be honest. What are you doing for us?
Chicken, coat it in herbs and bits and pieces.
How long will it cook for?
I'm guessing around about 20 minutes.
All right, well, look, you've had quarter of an hour nearly, guys. All right, 25 minutes to go.
Maddie loves to spend her spare time hosting large dinner parties. She's hoping to turn her hobby into a career.
I'd like to set up a business where I could cook for other people's dinner parties.
How you getting on, Maddie?
What I've started doing here is marinating the squid, but I'm going to sear it. I'm going to quickly cook strips of chicken. I haven't decided what I'm going to put with it yet.
So we're going to have the squid and the chicken together?
Yeah, but sort of separately.
15 minutes.
Winston is often complimented for his food by friends and family. He's hoping the judges will be similarly impressed.
My friends and family are very kind about my cookery. I always get lots of compliments.
Doing all right, Winston?
Yeah, not too bad, thank you.
Tell us what you are doing. You're obviously cutting the squid into little rings there. They're going to be fried.
I'm just making a almost like a paste.
Garlic, lime.
Yeah, chilli.
And shallot.
And shallot.
Tell me, Winston, why are you here at MasterChef?
I've always been told I'm a good cook. I really wanted to sort of test myself out, see how good I actually am.
1 minute.
The 40 minutes are almost up. Now top chef John Terode and ingredient expert Greg Wallace will judge the contestants on how well they've cooked and combined their ingredients.
That's it, finish.
First up is dinner party enthusiast Maddie. She's hoping to wow the judges with an Oriental-inspired platter.
Maddie, there's a lot going on there. Tell me what happened.
Well, I think I wanted to make a kind of Oriental tapas.
Chicken's gone a little bit over. We're not having the best of days here, are we?
No.
You scored the squid because somebody's told you to score squid, haven't they?
That's correct.
OK. You scored the wrong side.
Oh, OK.
This is the outside of the tube, and actually what you want to do is score the inside of the tube, and then it will curl for you.
Next up is wannabe restaurant owner Ovi. Will his dish of buttered chicken on a bed of leek, peppers and pancetta be up to the judges' standards?
I'm not sure the leek and the pepper works. And I don't know whether you burn. You see, I'm just picking up little bits of that every now and again, which just leaves a bit of taste. This, Ovi, I'm afraid, to me, looks like a bit of a mess.
I don't mind the look of your food, actually. We don't need to go quite so far with chicken. It really does take sort of 12, 13 minutes. It doesn't take 20 minutes to cook it all.
Home cook Winston is keen to get through to the next round, but will his stir-fry of squid, carrots, bok choy and peppers be enough to get him through?
Squid's cooked nicely. It's just almost hit the world of burnt.
I think the way you've cooked the squid and the way you cook the bok choy means you can cook.
Pastry lover Susie is resting her hopes on her choux buns with bechamel sauce, red pepper and pancetta.
Well, Susie, there's different.
I like to give you a bit of variety.
But it hasn't risen.
I think it's because I was doing the guessing of the quantities.
They probably should have been about that high,
Yeah, I know.
shouldn't they?
That would have been cool.
It's a great idea. It is lovely.
And it shows somebody who's thinking slightly differently from everybody else. Could do a little bit more seasoning, but I'm going to take my hat off to you because I think it's really brave.
Busy parliamentary assistant Geraldine has certainly gone to town with her ingredients, creating a dish of chicken noodles with pepper, leeks, carrots and papaya.
I don't really believe you need to put papaya on a bowl of noodles.
Why not?
Hot noodles and cold fruit. It's got some nice flavours in there, but you just want to keep on adding and adding and adding, and you don't need to.
Adventurous cook Mark is taking a risk with a dish and technique he's never tried before. Will his stuffed squid on a bed of bok choy with chili dip impress the judges?
I'm suitably impressed with this. The squid was almost cooked, but not badly undercooked. Have you ever cooked this before?
No.
I'm semi-speechless.
The look of your plate is fantastic.
I know it's not all about presentation, but this is the competition and, I want to try my hardest.
I'm impressed with your techniques. I'm not particularly impressed with the flavours. You still need to be able to eat it and enjoy it.
Yeah.
As you can appreciate, this is not an easy decision to make.
You already know that the three of you will be going home.
You'll just have to sit it out and wait for us.
I think Mark produced a really stylish plate of food.
But it didn't taste very nice.
No, but we can teach him that. I think he's got a bit of a gift.
Sometimes when I'm cooking, I just can see things and they usually work. I'm not saying it worked today, but I think it came across quite well.
Susie, we're impressed because of her choux pastry, aren't we?
No, I think we're impressed from the fact that she didn't do what everybody else did. She didn't produce a plate with a piece of protein on it and things around the outside. And when somebody thinks slightly different with those ingredients, I think there's got to be potential. There has to be something else there. There's got to be another spark.
I probably do deserve to go through, and I know that if I do, then I can get better.
What about my mum's a baker and I know how to make choux pastry? And you take the pastry out, what has she done?
I think I'd have to give her the benefit of the doubt and say, in real terms, there might be a spark there.
The judges have decided to put Mark and Susie through. There's only one place left for either Ovi, Maddie, Winston, or Geraldine.
Geraldine. You know, a bowl of hot noodles with chicken on top and then papaya. I'm really sorry, it doesn't work at all.
Geraldine is too amateur for this level and is adding ingredient after ingredient.
The criticism was that I put too much on, so obviously if I hadn't done that, I might have stood a better chance.
Maddie made us a plate of interesting accoutrements.
The problem was not just that she made us a plate of 5 or 6 separate components, is that only one of those 6 components was cooked properly.
I threw things together thinking that they would hopefully work and ended up just doing way too much.
I completely agree with you. We've knocked Maddie and Geraldine out.
Winston, I have no idea whether that guy is going to be great or average.
I honestly believe he can cook. Squid cooked well, bok choy cooked well.
What he did today was sliced up some squid, chucked it in a pan and burnt it.
He didn't burn it.
Come on.
It's a little bit nerve-wracking, obviously, but I think I've got a good chance.
I don't particularly like Ovi's cooking. Everything was in 1/3 of the plate.
What he did with the chicken breast was intelligent. It didn't have any skin on it, so what he did was made up a mix of butter and herbs and garlic, rubbed it all over the whole thing so that it didn't go dry.
I love cooking, I love food, and to get food would just be amazing.
Ovi definitely can't push Mark and Susie. Winston might be able to. Decisions like this aren't easy to make.
3 of you are going to go home and 3 of you are staying. Susie, you're cooking tomorrow. Well done. Maddie, Geraldine, sorry guys, you're going home. Mark, hope you got lots of energy because you're cooking tomorrow as well. Good on you. So, between the 2 of you, Ovi, Winston, congratulations, you're cooking tomorrow as well. I'm really sorry, Ovi. Thanks very much.
I can't stop smiling. Very, very happy.
Congratulations. Well done.
I'm so excited about tomorrow. I won't be able to sleep tonight.
This is the competition now, let's bring it on.
For the moment, they can relax, but tomorrow they'll face 2 more challenging tasks. It's early morning on the 2nd day of the competition. Mark, Susie and Winston arrive at London's stylish City Cafe. Having come this far, the contestants will now have to prove they can stand up to the demands of a professional kitchen.
Morning. Morning. My name's Peter Lloyd. I'm the executive chef here at City Inn. OK, we've got a busy day.
The contestants will be put to the test during the restaurant's busy lunch service, and they'll be scrutinised by head chef Peter.
I want a sample of each dish off the menu on the pass for 11:45, please. Wait.
City Cafe's menu is modern European. Mark will be on the hot starters, putting together crab gnocchi, salsify and courgettes. Susie's on main courses. Her responsibility will be producing a dish of divers scallops and ham tortellini. Winston's also on mains, on the demanding meat section. His plate will be a beef fillet with steak and kidney pudding.
It's showtime, boys and girls. Rehearsals are over.
Lunch service starts. The contestants have just 1 hour to cook for up to 70 demanding customers.
We've got 1 crab, main course, 1 fillet of beef. Wait. Pass, I'm waiting for 2 crab gnocchi.
30 seconds, chef.
The orders are piling in and every section is working hard to get the food out on time.
Okay, so you've got 2 more fillets, 1 medium rare straight after that.
Winston's beef fillets are one of the most popular dishes on the menu, and he's beginning to wish they weren't.
See, 4 fillets of beef, 3 medium, 1 medium well, and 2 scallops.
3 minutes, chef.
Risotto coming? Winston, if you think you're under pressure now, in about 20 minutes you're going to realise that there's another level of pressure that you've not even stepped into yet, OK?
But as the orders increase, the pressure gets to Winston.
Don't mess around with it, don't do all this, straight over. Spoon on.
OK, I've had a couple of muck-ups of the presentation, but I think I'm getting there now, so hopefully I'll just keep improving.
How long for this other scallops, please? Table 76.
1 minute, chef.
Are you sure, Susie, yeah?
Yes, chef.
Over on the fish section, Susie is managing a smile in spite of the pressure.
Chef, scallops, 30 seconds.
Yeah, they're ready in 30 seconds, darling, but they're not going to be on a plate in 30 seconds, OK? So I need to make sure the fillet of beef's ready at the same time.
No problem.
Got 1 scallops and 1 fillet of beef, medium rare.
Chef's seen my dishes. He's been really happy so far, so I'm glad. It's just trying to get them out on time.
Mark's starter section is inundated, but he keeps his cool.
Good work, Mark.
It's hectic, but it's a buzz as well, really. You know, I've never worked in this sort of environment, and I'm loving it, really.
Service is over, and the contestants can breathe a sigh of relief. It's time for head chef Peter to give his expert opinion on which of the 3 has what it takes to work in a professional kitchen.
Tell me, in general, how did they get on?
Winston struggled a little bit, was very nervous, very shaky when he's plating up, and wasn't quite aware of what was going on. With the checks being called, with timings, really couldn't keep it together.
Mark?
He showed a bit more composure and was aware of what was going on around him, listened for the calls and answered when we asked him.
And Susie?
Susie was good. She did very well, actually. But then the technical ability of her dish was a lot simpler, I think.
Tell me, is there anybody in particular that you think stands out as being a sort of great cook in there?
Mark. If he was to come in my kitchen and spend a bit more time with me, I think he would naturally develop into a reliable, steady chef.
Now they're straight back to MasterChef HQ to cook their best 2-course meal. After a shaky start on day 1 and a challenging time in the pro kitchen, home cook Winston really needs to impress the judges to earn a place in Friday's quarter-final. On day 1, Susie pleased the judges with her inventive pastry and has proved her competence in a pro kitchen. Mark's innovative approach to food impressed the judges, and he's given a shining performance under pressure. It's the final test, and there's everything to play for.
Now it's serious, guys. You have 1 hour to be a quarter-finalist. 2 of you will be going home. Great food, 1 hour.
They have just 60 minutes to cook a 2-course meal of their own design. The judges are looking for imaginative dishes, well executed and well presented. Only one will win a place in the quarter-finals.
You're going to poach a fillet of beef.
That's correct.
And what else are you making for us?
I'm going to do some fresh crab in some Filo pastry shells. And then I'm going to go back to traditional English for my main. Poaching it's going to be a new idea, something a bit different. I haven't actually tried the dish, but I think it'll work well.
Mark may be adventurous, but has he gone too far by inventing a brand new dish for the judges?
He was the man for me yesterday. The man. Way out in front. He's poaching a fillet of beef. He's serving it with mushrooms and nothing else, no starch.
No, I don't mind that. If it's a really well-cooked piece of beef with some mushrooms, no, I would buy into that.
You've had 20 minutes. 20 minutes.
Susie has a flair for making pastry, but she needs to show the judges that she has more tricks up her sleeve.
You okay, Susie?
Yep, not too bad, thank
You're actually visibly shaking. Are you okay?
Oh yeah, I'm fine.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Tell us what you're making us.
Pan-fried pigeon breasts with a sweet potato gratin, savoy cabbage and a port and shallot sauce.
Confident. First time I've seen this girl really under pressure. She is really suffering from nerves. But she wants it. I think that's good. You have just 5 minutes.
Winston's struggle in the pro kitchen has put him behind the others. He needs to impress the judges to still be in the running.
Tell us what you're doing, mate.
A king prawn bisque, followed by baked cod loin with lentils. So it's a fish chips and posh peas, maybe.
How does the potato sit with the lentil?
Sits really well.
I've never ever seen another starch served with lentil.
Okay.
I don't quite understand this combination of lentil, pea and potatoes, but what does give me confidence is that he's cooked it over and over and over again. 1 minute, plate it up, get it done, come on.
The hour is almost up. Then it's time for John and Greg to judge which of the contestants is the best cook and worthy of a place in Friday's quarter-final. Mark is starting off with fresh crab, coriander and chilli in a Filo shell, followed by a poached beef fillet with wild mushrooms and a red wine sauce.
Mark, that's a very attractive plate of food. I'm supposed to eat these?
No. I did put a bit of brown meat in there as well to give it a bit more body. But
what about lots of brown meat? What would you think of that?
I think if you put too much brown in, it's going to overpower the dish. And presentation as well, I don't think.
Do not let the presentation of a dish get in the way of the flavour of the dish.
Sure.
Right. It's a lovely flavour, it's very, very fresh, it's very, very cool. It's almost right.
Yeah.
But I think you're trying that little bit too hard.
Sure.
Mark's starter didn't go down as well as he'd hoped, but can he bring the judges round with his poached beef fillet?
Was this the sauce that you wanted, Mark?
No. I needed longer on the sauce. I should have got it on earlier.
I'm not sure that you'd make a red wine sauce in the limited time you had. That's not a nice colour for a piece of beef. Sure. Grey and pink.
There is something missing from your plate of food, and that's a piece of starch. If you think about that sauce that you've got, then actually a pasta or something similar with a piece of beef.
Mark has taken a big chance with his food, but has his experimental cooking paid off? Susie wants to prove she can do more than bake and has made a pan-fried pigeon breast with sweet potato gratin, followed by a pistachio meringue gâteau with white chocolate, cream and raspberries.
Your main course is slightly messy.
The actual presentation of it today is a little bit rushed.
There is one very, very, very prominent flavour, and it's garlic. And it's a shame because the pigeon is cooked beautifully, but I'm not quite convinced right now that you can deliver me anything better than that.
Susie, this is a mess.
Yeah.
That pigeon doesn't want to be surrounded by this many flavours. You've gone not one step too far here, you've gone about 4 or 5 steps too far.
Susie's main course may have let her down. She's now pinning all her hopes on the dessert.
I think you can be a little bit more dainty with this. I think the meringue can be a bit thinner, and it could be actually something very, very beautiful. And it's delicious. The softness of the meringue come gâteau inside, it really is delicious.
Yeah, that's good. That's really good.
Her dessert is a success. Home cook Winston is hoping to prove himself by serving up a king prawn bisque, followed by roasted cod, fresh pea puree, crispy potatoes and lentils.
Well, I love the colour.
Thank you.
You never get through a bowl full of this with this texture.
Okay.
But your flavours are really concentrated. I really like that.
In here is pureed fresh prawns. If you puree seafood, it will come this sort of proteiny texture. As a father of 3, it sort of tastes of that having to test warm baby food.
Winston's prawn bisque failed to excite John and Greg. Can his cod dish win them over?
Winston, you want potatoes or lentils? You don't want both. I think your cod's overcooked.
Just remember that when you roast a loin of cod, you're not roasting a loin of pork. Pan fry it, quickly, boom, straight out.
Winston's food may not be to the judges' taste, but will they be able to see his potential?
Well done, thanks very much. John and I have got to make a decision.
The contestants now have an anxious wait while the judges come to their decision.
Mark is all style over substance, and that's the wrong place to start. In the last round, the squid was beautifully prepared, but it didn't taste very good. And we've got exactly the same thing happening today. That sauce was wet.
I don't feel sort of enthused by what Mark cooks me. I think he's got some great strength. I think he's really interested in what he's doing, but I don't think he's ready to move any further.
I'd love to go through and maybe develop what I can do. I think they see promise in me, but on my performances alone, I don't think I've shown enough.
And then we got Winston. Complete chaos with the cod. The cod's not cooked properly. Lentils are dry. I have never, ever seen potatoes with lentils.
Me too. You know why?
Well, it's just unnecessary.
Do you know, and pureed prawns in a soup? Why puree a prawn?
The texture was slightly wrong, but the flavours were all there.
I'm still hoping to get through. If I don't, then I've had a great experience and I have learnt a real lot today.
Our young lady, Susie, her main course is sloppy in the extreme.
It wasn't done properly, but it wasn't way off. It wasn't like cod and lentils and potatoes.
John, pigeon breast on a lot of wet cabbage with some shallots flavoured with port. That was turning into a soup. OK, I give you the dessert, that's nice. But then again, that's baking. And I think that's where our skill begins and ends.
It's just baking? No, no, no. It's about combinations. Combinations of flavours and textures. Pigeon, cabbage, shallots. It works. Raspberries, white chocolate, pistachio, meringue. It works. They were, as far as I'm concerned, the two best plates of food.
I think my flavours are there. I think that I'm going the right way, and I think that I need to get myself down to some fancy restaurants and pick up a few tips.
John, I don't know. We can't go anywhere. We'll have to sit here until we make a decision.
Thank you very much for your patience.
We have our quarter-finalist. It's Susie. Hello, Susie. Well done.
I've had a really enjoyable time, no regrets. I'd definitely do it again. It's been really great fun.
I'm not giving up cooking, you know. I love cooking, I love my food, and, you know, I'll strive on.
I'm just so happy they chose me, but I'm really surprised. I'm in the quarterfinals, it's so exciting.
Susie will be back when she will battle against 3 other exceptional cooks for the title of MasterChef.
It's a kaleidoscope of flavours that you never sort out in your palate.
There are some basic techniques here which you need to think about. We know you put them in 20 minutes before.
You have the makings of a very, very good cook indeed.